Against all odds, because
back.
it's 1 in 292 million to win the lottery. We're focusing on teams with long shots to make the playoffs. Beginning in Indianapolis, the Colts have just a 2% chance to reach the postseason and need a lot to break their way. First, they must beat the Jaguars this weekend. Then they're hoping the Texans lose to the Chargers on Saturday. And after that, they need to beat Houston in Week 18. Then hope the strength of victory tiebreaker, falls their way.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Let's just get past the playoff chances and ask, what should their plan be at quarterback next year?
That is a great question. Look, I mean, they are in between a rock and a hard place for sure. I think, number one, the question has to be asked is, what is Anthony Richardson's future with this franchise? Like, number one, what's his health status? Number two, what's his standing with the coaching staff? And number three, how is he feeling? What has he been working on? How has he progressed? He's still only 24 years old now. Let's remember that, okay? So let's not throw in the towel with that situation. Phillip Rivers obviously is not the long-term answer. They may be forced to bring DJ back. Daniel Jones may be a quarterback for them in 2026. Because right now, you tell me what the options are. There aren't any on the veteran market that are going to really suffice.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
This fantastic segment. Let's move on.
We'll go to Detroit. After starting the season with a 67% chance to make the playoffs, the Lions are now down to a slim 5%. They need to win their remaining 2 games and hope the Packers lose their final 2 games. Saturday, is the Lions Super Bowl window closing?
I hate saying this. I feel like it is. Listen, they're going to have to go find a coordinator. Like I get the Dan Campbell and the Johnny Morton, or John Morton situation and how that's all worked out. Their O-line didn't play well. Like, the loss of Ben Johnson showed in a big way. And I know there was weeks, but you looked at the last few weeks. If you shut down Gibbs, you shut this football team down. That's a problem. It can't be that singular. And again, when your offensive line hasn't played nearly as well as they did the year before, Ben Johnson, I think, had a lot to do with that. Schemes, I think you're seeing it move to Chicago. I am concerned. They got to go find, or Morton's got to figure out a way to breathe some light back into that offense.
Johnson leaving Detroit, you've seen that effect with the Lions. Cohen leaving Tampa Bay, you've seen that effect with the Buccaneers. Let's go to Baltimore. The Ravens are down to just a 7% chance to make the playoffs. How many people are picking them to win the Super Bowl?
Me.
They're going to need to beat the Packers this Saturday, then hope the Browns can upset the Steelers on Sunday, setting up a winner-take-all matchup in Week 18. Graz, Ravens have a big decision on the future of Lamar Jackson. Take us through what's next.
Yeah, he has 2 years left on his contract. The cap number goes up to $74.5 million next year. He's got $29 million guaranteed out of $51.25 salary. So it's time to do an extension. So the question is, do you just do the extension? That extension likely comes in north of $60 million a year, right? Because that's where Dak Prescott is at the top of the quarterback market. And Lamar's got 2 more MVPs than he does. So do the Ravens extend him automatically? Do they think about what they could get on the trade market and start over? It's a tough situation because you remember how contentious it was last time when he had a contract extension. He's missed games this year with injury, and it's certainly not the first year that's been the case. Yeah, they're in year 8 with Lamar Jackson. I think if you're the Ravens, you're asking yourself, is this program Super Bowl caliber? And if not, do we need to make major changes?
And as you've mentioned before, he represents himself.
He does.
Which compounds the issue a little bit when you're trying to have conversations behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't go through the traditional route and have the agent contact him. You're reliant on Lamar himself to decide it's time to have that conversation. And at this point, to my knowledge, I don't believe that they've had any. So very interesting offseason ahead for the Ravens and Lamar Jackson.
Louis, it feels like it's just the tip of the iceberg with this story. Something we're discussing now that's just going to continue into the offseason, possibly all the way up until the draft, possibly into the summer. What do you think the Ravens should do here?
Yeah, this is a tough one. Obviously, I think from the team perspective, you're looking at a situation where you're going to want to build in protections for yourself somehow, some way. But that's going to be hard to do when you're dealing with a player who's going to obviously represent himself. You're going to have to rely on the relationship that you built with the player over time to have these kind of productive conversations to where, hey, look, as a team, you're always trying to mitigate risk. You're trying to minimize risk. And with Lamar, the risk is always about his availability, right? That's the number one thing. I don't think anybody really questions his competency as far as playing the game. When he's on the football field and he's healthy, he's one of the most dangerous weapons in the entire NFL. And Eric DeCosta knows it. A lot of us unanimously sat here and said, this is the best roster in football.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the best roster. So all of a sudden it went, now all of a sudden it's not. Because if you trade him, then what you're saying is, we're starting over because you're not going to replace him with someone equal to him.
Right.
That's just going to step in there and pick right up. So I think with him, this is a very touchy situation, and you mentioned that this morning in our meeting. Because one, he represents himself. Two, how do you value him going forward? How do you protect yourself against injury? Like this is going to be one that we will talk about a lot for the next 4 or 5 years.
Jeff, what are we thinking here for the Ravens? Are we rebuilding or reloading this offseason?
I would reload. I mean, I would go around Lamar. Listen, to go replace a guy like Lamar is very difficult, right? You kind of know what you have in Lamar, and to your point, you have to go get somebody who, if he misses 4 or 5 games, can go win you 4 or 5 games. So you build, again, that's part of building the roster. I do think, and because I thought they were going to go to the Super Bowl this year, right? I picked him early. He hasn't played, even when he was healthy, he hasn't played great. Once he came back from the injury, it hasn't looked the same. So I can totally understand what Rise is saying, but to me, there are few on the planet, 10 tops, that you say we can build a franchise around, right? And he's one of the 10. So to reset or restart, you're going, okay, quarterback's not going to be our primary concern. We're going to now build and do it outside of that. It's just a really difficult shift to make once you've built it the way you have. Because you've literally built everything around the style of play, which is different from what other quarterbacks do.
That's the key. Like, you're not going to replace him with a better player. There is not a better player. But when he's been fully healthy, right, they've been pretty much a division champion, and he's been the MVP.
That's right.
So, but he hasn't consistently been that. And even in those years, they've been upset in playoff games.
That's right.
So the question is, what are we trying to accomplish here? Win the Super Bowl. Can we do it with this guy?
Why don't we just call Cincinnati, flip quarterbacks?
Well, you just know this, though. If he's not, but see, considering the fact that this whole place is built around him, you take him out of there, you are literally starting over.
Right. These are conversations we thought we were going to have about the Steelers, and we thought we'd be talking about.
There you go. There you go.
Confused there. It's like eggnog early in the morning.
I would never wear that sweater.
What's wrong with this sweater?
It's a beautiful sweater. Eagles or Bills? When we're looking at this one, who makes the statement to make us feel better about their Super Bowl prospects?
I think it's got to be the Bills. I mean, the Eagles they have their spot, right? And if the Bills can do anything at all to slow down Saquon Barkley in the Eagles' run game, which hasn't been the same as it was last year, but is still obviously formidable because of how good Saquon is. If the Bills can, then I think we have something, because they haven't stopped anybody's run game all year. Ooh. If they can prove that they can show some resistance, then I think that is massive for them going into the postseason.
Saturday.
I agree. I think the Bills here, and again, to Graza's point, you're talking about having to shut down Saquon, but it's the Eagles' commitment to the run is going to be what really shows in this game. Are they going to do that? If the run's not going, they go to that empty set, and then how does Buffalo play against that? Because that's the QB run, potentially. So now you have Saquon and you have Jalen Hurts. I like this setup, but I'll say this about the Bills. We talked about this earlier. Not a lot of great run teams in the playoffs. So the Bills with Josh Allen, they have a lot to prove this weekend, but more for the final than getting there.
Who is on the other side? Who's going to be the key for Philadelphia in this matchup?
It's going to be Jalen Carter. His return to health, number one, is huge. Number two, it's about really him being able to get that interior pressure against Josh Allen, because we know this. You give Josh time, it's an issue. And if you let James Cook get going, it's an issue too, because they're one of the best run teams in the NFL. Yeah. The things that you're seeing on the screen right now are the kind of things that Jalen Carter has to provide, which is disruption, which is stopping James Cook's feet behind the line of scrimmage and not letting him hit things downhill. And Jalen Carter is one of the very best at doing that because of how explosive he is, number one. He's going to play on the offensive side of the line of scrimmage, and then his speed. And I'll tell you what, how they rush Josh Allen is going to be critical in this game. You have to rush Josh Allen's throwing hand and make him flush left, not to his right. He flushes to his right, he's going to rip you a new one, because he's just going to extend plays, and he's going to absolutely gut you down the field. Make him go left. Jalen Carter is the key.
Yeah, I think that's important. He hasn't played the last couple of games, which they've been fine. Again, a little bit of a level of competition thing has set in for the Eagles in December. But